Brigade has been called out to rescue another sunken boat, this time in the area of Castello. Today, they brought the divers. Venice sits in a tidal lagoon and water levels rise and fall twice a day. If boats are moored too tightly, one end dips as water levels fall. It then fills up with water from waves created by passing traffic.
No, che eventualmente bisogna che mi dici che magari cerco di accompagnarla, Tirtio.
The firemen decide to use a system of ropes and pulleys to drag the boat from the canal. They try to hoist it, but the water inside has made it too heavy.
Non riusciamo a vincerla, a portarlo in superficie. Allora mettiamo il pallone, lo alleggeriamo un po', portiamo su dal fondo.
The owner of this boat is training to be a gondolier, so a sunken practice boat is a setback.
Mollerei.
For residents in Venice, daily life in the city has always been about combining new solutions with traditional techniques, and death is no different. In the late 18th century, Napoleon outlawed burials in Venice, insisting the bodies be taken across the canal to the island of San Michele. Special funeral barges had to be built. Today, negotiating the lagoon still poses unique problems for funeral director Nicola Soffiato.
Perché qui a Venezia, essendoci l'acqua e questo problema della marea che non sempre è della stessa altezza, allora c'era prima che noi facevamo tutto a mano, c'erano degli inconvenienti, molte volte c'era acqua bassa, molte volte acqua alta, insomma si andava proprio male a mano a scaricare, era molto pericoloso.
With 1,100 funerals to conduct each year, these barges have been given a 21st century upgrade. Nicola has had a lift specially designed by a local company to handle the loading of the coffins onto the boat. It's a system which exists nowhere else in the world.
Questo viene su fino a una certa misura e poi c'è la rotazione, c'è un piatto girevole che arriva alla rotazione giusta per scaricare. Poi quando siamo arrivati in questa posizione noi praticamente allunghiamo, c'è un carrello che viene fuori che ci permette che il feretro sia proprio a portata di mano.
Today it's the funeral of Fra Alfonso, a Franciscan friar who, after taking a vow of poverty, spent over 40 years in the San Francesco della Vigna convent. His involvement in local life made him a much-loved figure. Hundreds have turned out to pay their last respects. Fra Alfonso is one of a privileged few allowed to be buried in Venice. With land so scarce, there are waiting lists for the few available plots. After a service at the church of San Francesco della Vigna, Fra Alfonso is transferred onto the special funeral boat and taken to his final resting place across the canal at San Michele. It's 8 o'clock and the start of a new shift for the team at the fire station. The boats are rigorously examined every day. Maintaining the propellers and pumps is the highest priority. The fire chief, Alessandra, is one of the few people working here from outside the lagoon. Most of the men are local, and today they're losing their longest-serving member. Alessandra's deputy, shift boss and Venetian Lele Tagliapietra, is taking the register of the 16 men on duty. It's the last roll call of his career. At the age of 55, the married father of two is about to take early retirement.
Io ero piccolissimo che proprio dicevo a mia madre e mio padre vado a fare il pompiere, Ci sono riuscita.
Losing someone like Lele it's a problem for us because he's full of experience as a Venetian and as a firefighter.
Lele knows better than anyone the risks for every fireman working in Venice.
Quindi il rischio non è l'incendio grosso che lo dà, ma il pericolo sussiste anche solo nelle salite dell'imbarcazione. Anche passando sotto un ponte, se sei un attimo distratto, magari stai organizzando qualcosa, se ti distrai un attimo sbatti la testa e ti fai male.
But on this shift, there's a greater danger to worry about. The most dreaded call of all has come in: fire. A fire has been reported in a residential apartment. As the city is mainly built on wooden structures with wooden floors and roofs, if fire takes hold, it will rapidly spread along the entire block.
Avanti per la prima Venezia.
Volevamo sapere se la situazione è sotto controllo.
C'è tanta presenza di fumo, ti so dire qualcosa in merito tra qualche minuto.
The fire team needs water quickly, but only some parts of Venice have fire hydrants, and this isn't one of them. Hydrants were only installed in the city following the devastating fire of 1996, which claimed the landmark Fenice Theatre. This iconic 18th century building had already been ravaged by fire twice. This time, the theatre was utterly devastated by the blaze, which took 2 days to extinguish. Losing the home of some of the world's most famous operas struck a devastating blow to the cultural heart of Venice.
Siccome i solai sono in legno, è facile che prenda fuoco il solaio, dal solaio prende fuoco anche l'altro appartamento, il piano più alto. Cerchiamo sempre di arrivare il più presto possibile, se no è abbastanza veloce.
At the hospital, the ambulance has been called out again, but this time the team has much further to travel.
Now we are going to Burano, which is a small island of the Venetian lagoon, and where we have a patient with chest pain. We have no other information.
For Dr. Alzetta and his team, it's a race against time.
Sta chiamando la casa per capire, perché sappiamo in che canale è, ma per capire se è più in una direzione o più nell'altra per andare.
The Venice Hospital has to serve the whole lagoon, including 13 outlying islands, an area twice the size of Birmingham. Burano is 20 minutes away at top speed. The team can't afford to waste more time looking for the right address once they arrive. At Burano, the patient's relatives are on the bank waiting to rush the doctor to her. The patient is an elderly lady and her condition has seriously deteriorated. The paramedics begin resuscitation.
Dammi il coso per intubare. Preparami il tubo.
Despite the team's best efforts, this call-out has not ended happily.
So when we got there, she was already in cardiac arrest for over 10 minutes. So we did everything that was indicated, but the chances were extremely slight, and she just didn't make it.
Back at the burning building, the firemen have managed to stop the fire from spreading, but the first-floor apartment is badly damaged and the owners won't be able to return.
Entra amico all'acqua e vede il fuoco solo che è dentro qua. Prima di entrare io con l'università poi dopo me e il fuoco era solo dentro qua.
The fire may have been extinguished, but the danger isn't over.
Può essere che all'interno di un trave si rimanga accesa una brace.
Adesso aspettiamo che vada via il fumo e e dopo te demora uguali. Comunque tutto sotto controllo.
Once the smoke has dispersed, the fire team can begin their critical checks using a thermal camera. In stone houses, the camera is used to detect fire in an adjacent room. But in Venice, fire is more deceitful, as it can be lurking in the wooden structure. Walls and ceilings must be checked inch by inch.
Infatti qua guarda, misura 60 gradi, 57, 59. Per la sola base da bagno siamo a 38, 40 gradi, sempre 41, la travatura là fa 40.
Anything less than 100 degrees means that the building is safe. The team confirms there are no burning embers in the walls.
Niente, qua a posto.
They clear the fire scene and have just one more distress call to deal with.
You must go before San Marco Square,
you have to go to
and then you go.
And then you have to ask for the real bridge. Okay.
Okay, but
you can see on the
da che parte? Da che parte per San Marco? Da che parte per San Marco l'ha chiesto?
On there. Vieni qua.
Thank you, welcome.
After a 6-hour operation, the team head back to the station, just in time to celebrate shift boss Lele Tagliapietra's last day on the job.
Com'è andata? È andato tutto bene?
Perfetto.
The successful actions of his team today are a fitting end for a Venetian who has devoted his life to keeping the city safe.
Ho fatto una vita qua dentro, ho fatto 29 anni, sempre in questo turno qua ho fatto 29 anni, dall'82 fino ad oggi, non ho mai cambiato turno, sono sempre rimasto qua.
Lele, come farò io senza di te, senza mio fratello?
Penso di essere uno delle poche persone che ha fatto un lavoro che piace fare, cioè, sempre stato contento con l'entusiasmo fino all'ultimo giorno, a parte il ginocchio di questa sera che se tornassi indietro lo rifarei, proprio non cambierei il lavoro. Vado via volentieri perché mi piace andare via contento di quello che ho fatto e basta, senza rimpianti. Lele!
We are still here. Our job doesn't stop. Once firefighters, forever firefighters.
In the next episode, over 150,000 tourists descend for one of the world's oldest and most spectacular parties, Carnival. For those putting on the celebrations, stakes couldn't be higher.
Diciamo, in teoria ho in mano la sua vita.
No, vai dentro di Dio.
The paramedics are called out to rescue Carnival tourists.
When we have Carnival, we have a huge amount of drunk people.
And the police have to deal with a real death in Venice.
Sembra sia una persona morta in acqua.